Yo, hello guys. Today I put together a loadout for animal lovers and it's all animal themed. So it's a bit different to my other ones because this is just all guns skins that have an animal in them. And you'll be amazed at how many animal skins there are. Usually when I make these loadout videos, I have trouble trying to find skins that fit well enough. But this one there are so many animal skins, I managed to find one for every gun. So yeah, I had a lot to pick from, so I hope you like the choices that I made. Also, I've not included any agents or music kits this time, although I normally love to include those. I couldn't really find anything that fit. So yeah, there's no music kit and no agents. Although if it's your first time here, I do include those in all my other loadout videos. Go check them out. But I'm going to stop waffling and show you the skins. So let's go. So starting off with the knife and glove combo, I've gone with the Talon Tiger Tooth and the Specialist Gloves Tiger Strike. Now any Tiger Tooth knife is going to fit really well, obviously because it's literally named after an animal. And I picked the Talon just because it looks like a wild animal hunting knife. It's got the ivory handle in there, and also the name Talon is a reference to another animal part. And the gloves don't fit perfectly with the knife, but it does fit the whole animal theme a lot more than all the other gloves, as they're like tiger themed and they go with a lot of other guns. So firstly, for the Desert Eagle, I've picked the Fennec Fox, obviously because of the lovely fox on it that takes up the whole skin. But this is very expensive, so there's a budget option for the Kamicho Dragon, as well for the dragon on it, which looks pretty cool, and this is way cheaper. And then if you use the R8 revolver, then there's also the llama cannon, obviously for the llama, and the little, you can see one at the back as well, just above the fingers, which is quite cool. Then for the dual Berettas, I picked the Flora carnivora, and I guess technically these are a plant, but they still look animally to me. And then the 5.7, I picked the fairy tail because it's more colourful than a lot of others, and it's got these two like horses or unicorns, and also on the back near the finger there's a little cute drawing as well. And then for the Glock, obviously I had to pick the Weasel. It's the most obvious choice here. It's very cool. It literally looks like you're holding a little weasel in your hand. Yeah, I think it's one of the best Glock skins in the game. It's very cool, very cute. So I had to include this one. And then for the USPS, I picked the Monster Mashup. I'm not sure what animal it's supposed to be, but it does look quite cool. It's some weird little dragony creature, I guess. But I really like how the tongue comes down onto the trigger. I think that looks pretty sick. And overall, it's a good looking skin. Then the P2000, I picked the Scorpion. I was going to pick the Fire Elemental, but I wanted to include more real animals. I don't know what the Fire Elemental is, but this is a cool Scorpion. Very simple, very nice. And then the Tech 9, I picked the Snake 9. This is the only animal skin for the Tech 9, so it kind of makes sense. But I do think it looks pretty cool anyway. You've got a cute little snake on the handle. And then the P250, the See You Later. A very cool design here. Nice little alligator made out of metal or something. But that is still an animal, so it makes it into the loadout. The only downside with this skin in this particular loadout is that I don't think it fits perfectly with the gloves. It doesn't really go well together. But you can change the gloves, or you don't need them. The skin itself is perfectly fine. There just weren't that many to choose from. And then for the Mac 10, I picked the Stalker. This is a very cool looking skin. I really love the animal. The only thing I don't like is the fucking bussy at the back. That kind of ruins the whole skin for me. But if you ignore that, the whole skin is very nice, I think. And then for the MP9, I picked the Starlight Protector, a very clean looking skin with a massive unicorn on it, very colourful, very cool, very cute. Yeah, and the P90, I picked the Death by Kitty, obviously because it's covered in cats. This is the only animal themed P90 I could actually find. There might be another, but I think this is the only one. It looks okay, I'm not a fan, but it is animal themed. And then the UMP45, I picked the Primal Saber for the nice looking artwork, a very cool animal. I also really love the colours on this one. And it's got a little paw at the back, a nice little icon. Overall, a very good skin. And then for the XM1014, the Incinerator, literally the only skin for this weapon that has a reference to an animal. And then for the Nova, I picked the Hyper Beast because it's the only Nova skin with an animal, but I think it looks really good. And again, I love how the tongue goes onto the trigger. And then for the AK-47, I picked the Aquamarine Revenge for all the little fishies on there. There's a few other AK skins with animals, but they're all very expensive, whereas this one is affordable and still fits the theme perfectly. And then for the M4A1S, I picked Welcome to the Jungle. It's very expensive, but it has a super cool snake on it and it looks sick. But for the budget option, the Golden Coil also has a snake on there, and I think this looks maybe just as good, if not better. I really like the subtle gold and black theme, so yeah. And then for the M4A4, I picked the Griffin. This is an iconic, timeless skin, and it has an animal, so you know it fits perfectly. And then for the AWP, I picked the AWP Paw because this has the most animals on it out of any skin in the game, and it's what made me want to make this video in the first place. There's loads of other AWPs that have a whole massive single animal featured on there, like dragons or snakes, but this one has a lot of variety and is more unique. And then for the scout, I've picked the Death Strike, a very cool skin with a massive scorpion on it. I think this looks insane, but of course it is quite expensive. So for a budget option, I've also included the Dragonfire, another really good looking skin with a huge piece of artwork featuring a dragon as the central animal, which I think looks fantastic. And I actually use this one in game myself. And then for the Galil, I've got the Cerberus. This is the only animal skin for the Galil, but that's a good thing because I think this looks awesome. It's a very cool looking skin with a 3-headed dog. And then for the FAMAS, I picked the Eye of Athena, again because it's the only animal skin for the FAMAS that I could find, so just a big owl, I like it. And then for the SG553, I picked the Tiger Moth, mainly because it's a bit more unique. I was going to pick the Dragon Tech, but I wanted to avoid dragons and use this because I think it's a lot cooler. And then for the Org, I've got the Chameleon, obviously because it has an animal as the main feature, a very cool looking chameleon here. And then for the G3SG1, I picked the Dreamglade. Now, this was the only animal-related skin I could find, and it's literally just a couple of eyes or bugs of some weird little creatures in the bush, and that's the closest I could get. And then for the Scar 20, I picked the Poultrygeist. Again, it's the only animal-related skin for this gun, and it's just because there's some chickens on there, which is better than nothing. So yeah, that completes the loadout. For animal lovers and people who like collecting weird-ass critters, I guess it's a good loadout to pick if you don't have any friends and you always want a little buddy by your side. But I really like this one. It's not fully themed like my other loadout videos, it's more just something in common with every gun, rather than like a colour theme or a genre theme or something like that. So if you liked it, let me know. But yeah. Make sure to subscribe as well because I'm getting very close to 500 subscribers, which I insanely appreciate, by the way. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. I guess it hasn't happened yet, it could still take a few years. But when I do hit 500, I am going to give away this pair of gloves, so make sure you're subscribed to enter that one.